You just can't sit still, can you? This guy's playing with his contacts, eating candy.
I can't see.
The dude's starting the podcast off eating candy. And that's a perfect intro for this episode. This is You Be Aight podcast, brought to you, presented by AML Media. Alberta Marie Labordi, our awesome late mother. Love you, Mom. Yeah, come on, join us. But first, sorry that you have to listen to Rachel, but can you give us our plugs, babe?
Okay. We are on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All of our social media handles are on the screen, so take a screenshot if you're watching the video. Or you can go to our website to find all of our direct links there. Our website is AML.NEWS.BLOG.
Alrighty. You guys grip into your seats. You're about to get some...
What episode is this?
9? 10. Look at that. Double digits, boys. Double digits. Stay tuned. We got some great things for you. And let's go. So that's the way the shows start nowadays.
Yeah, it stinks down here, actually.
It does. I had to do an emergency. It wasn't an emergency poop. It was for your guys' benefits, because I would have just been like pretty stinky farts.
It was a preventative measure.
They were warm. They made the air almost be foggy.
Somehow it got from over there to over here.
And I didn't even walk over here.
You didn't even walk over here.
It was one of those ones I couldn't cut the tie of the air. It just I had Pepe Le Pew cartoon stink stuck to my butt.
It was heavy.
It was.
It was heavy.
Which is crazy, because it's not like the Chinese food digested that fast.
Well,
and all I had today was a bagel. Cream cheese, maybe.
Well, I couldn't smell which ingredient it was, but
it smelled like I ate asshole for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, ripe asshole.
Did I have a piece of chocolate, maybe?
If a piece of chocolate does that to you, then you really shouldn't eat chocolate. If one little piece of chocolate.
Speaking of which, I'm doing a roll back to 2 episodes ago. And let me explain before you judge me. I'm doing a chocolate milk experiment right now, because little Andy, he made a pretty strong claim that all restaurants use powdered.
Yeah, and I don't believe that, because see, they use the syrup because they also use it on desserts.
Desserts, yeah.
I'm not trying to spend extra money on powdered chocolate milk.
Yeah, because if you got a dessert and there was, what's this powder? That's just Nesquik. I'd be like, I don't want the dessert anymore.
Yeah, although it probably would taste.
Well, he was taking spoonfuls of it the way you spoonful of Kratom.
Wow, yeah.
That's nutty.
He's doing toots.
He's doing stuff. That's quick. But anyway, the reason I have chocolate milk is, well, actually, the story might make it, I might be judged harder. We ordered out
We're
the
here
other
to
night.
be judged.
Huh?
So,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
here
I'm
to
not.
be judged, so just
I'm.
tell
You
the
know what?
truth.
I'm confident about it, because I bet there's gonna be people like, damn, I want one now. It was late.
Or there's going to be people in the middle of having chocolate milk, and they're going to be like, oh.
The way I acquired the chocolate milk is kind of the little bit of embarrassing part, because it was late. We didn't eat dinner yet, and I didn't want a big dinner. So a lot of times, I'll just get Appies for a dinner, because I always
you
eat
actually
late.
usually do that.
I do. I like Appies a lot, and because sometimes I can't choose. Do I want a sandwich? But with Appies, you can kind of get 3 little, 2 small meals.
I hear you.
But so I got in the mood for some wings.
And a lot of times, this is important that I state this. What you see on the appetizer menu, there is an entree option. You can't be like, let me get 12 mozzarella sticks.
I think the FDA was like, guys, we can't
6
be
at a
letting these
time.
motherfuckers order entrees of baked cheese, deep fried cheese. But so I got the wings, and Applebee's got some pretty good wings. They call them double crunch, but I don't know if they just bake them then. But regardless, they're good. They have a good, just normal classic buffalo sauce, which is very important. And then I was like, but I want a little something, so I went to the kids menu, and they had a corn dog there. And we were just talking about corn dogs the other day. And so I got that, and then since it's a kids meal, it has weird side options. So I was able to get 2 mozzarella sticks instead of fries. And I was like, this is fucking I should have been using this technique a long
And the
time
people
ago.
at the restaurant were like, "This poor kid." This poor kid is gonna be an obese piece of shit. His parents are feeding him 2 mozzarella sticks, a corn dog, and chocolate milk.
Hey, they offer it, and that's because that's a good balance. Is all I'm gonna say. And a kid's meal is only like $8 or something like that. So like that's. But then on the drink options, so usually fountain drinks don't travel too great. And they had a chocolate milk option, and I said, I'm either going to shit myself to bed tonight because I wanted to drink it, or I forgot about it, and then I said experiment, so now I can claim I got it for the experiment. I didn't get it because I was craving chocolate milk.
Yeah, because nobody really craves chocolate.
Apparently, there's some cravers of the chocolate
we
milk
know
out
that
there.
now.
Got a lot of chocolate milk talk on here, but anyway, I will keep you posted. After a day and a half ish, 2 days now, I think it's syrup. I'm pretty sure it's syrup.
Yeah, it looks from the bottom of the cup is very dark, like chocolate syrup.
So there you go, little Andy. It actually spiked up a couple conversations in the group chat. I was happy about that.
Yeah.
Although I don't think a lot of them watched it. I know who you are. Watched the podcast. It was a very good one.
Yeah.
So that's our chocolate milk segment for the week. We'll try and stay away from Legos.
So we have, yeah, right. But we now you have to update the people on the experiment.
So we will usually probably film one of these on Saturday, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And by then I'll have a definitive answer. Maybe I even take a picture for the real fans.
Okay. That's a good idea.
But yeah, besides that, we just got back from a really nice dinner.
Yes, we did.
It was fun. It was Rachel's brother's birthday, and we went to. That's a classy Chinese restaurant there.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was called.
Silk Road.
Okay.
Which is funny because there's like kind of a dark webby thing called Silk Road that I have a friend who had bought illegal substances off of it.
Well, I don't doubt there's a connection.
Yeah, but regardless, their food, it's not just like normal Chinese food.
No, it's good.
It's a little pricey, but they kind of, it's real ingredients. And this was a fun one because there's a lot more people there than usual.
I have a boyfriend now.
Steven's got a boyfriend. I was surprised, not that the family's not ever welcoming, that Rachel's nephew brought a friend, total white guy, to a very Indonesian family. And yeah, this was like the first time.
Well, now Rachel brings you around. It broke the mold, right?
Yeah, and now that we bring you around when it's just it's me and you. We dominate conversation.
They probably like have side conversations where they're like taking over.
They're taking it.
These fucking white motherfuckers.
Yeah, because now it's me, you, Bev, half of Rachel,
Gay Adam,
and now there was gay Adam. That was plot twist of the night. We were there for like 2 hours. We were there for
a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I couldn't. I thought we were waiting for our check.
No, Rachel's mom got them paid. They just,
No, it's all good.
I think when they're feeling the family kind of. It's funny because Sam, as much as he wants his family to be together, he's got such restaurant mentality. He's always like, okay, we got to get out of here. They want to clean. And we're like, dude, they're not shutting down anytime soon. We have the only gigantic table here.
Yeah.
And Rachel's mom's been going there for 25 years. They know us by name and stuff, so I think they were okay with it.
We took our pictures.
So many pictures, dude. It's funny because at first, for a while, I played along, but now just everyone knows. And it's like, make these pictures count because I'm only a couple of years away from being able to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. You have enough of my pictures. I'm not going to be in them. You guys don't want these pictures for me.
Well, they do. You're in the family.
I am in the yeah, and I do feel part of the family. You were really getting up in there with the family too.
Yeah.
Eating off people's plates.
Well, it was offered. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, it was. They kind of do a family style there because they bring out the big rolls or big bowls of rice, and the entrees are big. So,
but the lady whose dish I was sharing, the one lady, I don't even know her name. I don't think we ever made eye contact.
You should know her name.
And she was like, "You want some of mine?" And I was like, "Yeah," and it was good.
Yeah, and then you did it too because Rachel's cousin was like, "Can I have some of that Mongolian beef?" And you were like, "Yeah, dude. Here you go."
Yeah, Mongolian beef. Check it out if you haven't had it.
Yeah, from the right place. That's the big thing with Chinese food. There's such a.
You won't find out unless you try.
That's true. Try new things in your life, guys. You be alright.
You be aight.
But so you had a little. Some last episode we talked about how I tracked crazy.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of that in you too, because you had a little run-in.
Well,
this wasn't crazy. This was when you told me it. I'll preempt this story that I said. We were raised right. That makes me think like. You're right. Only a couple people would have done what you did.
So I'll lay it out, and just so everybody knows, if I'm like squinting or like looking off like random directions, I don't have contacts in right now. I got one of them here in the cap of a water bottle,
and this dude's blind as shit.
It's terrible.
It's funny actually how blind he is.
Yeah, we have a TV screen here. It's like 3.5, 4 feet away.
Yeah.
And it's just a blur.
That's less than a Rachel length away from you, and you can't see it.
Yeah.
And I got awesome eyes, so.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So I'm at 7-Eleven the other night getting cigs, and there's this lady behind the counter who's a nice lady. She's there a lot. You know, she's kind of like, call you sweetheart, whatever. You know, ask for your number.
And she's a little bit old. She's a little bit older.
Yeah, she's probably close to 50.
40s, 50s.
And she has a skin tag on her eye. But that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. She's a nice lady.
But it is. It's a feature that will let you know who I'm talking about if you're in the area. Okay.
And also to cap, that 7-Eleven has high traffic area, so it would be really easy for her to just be a miserable bitch all the time.
No, yeah, she's sweet. She's sweet. So I go in there. It's probably like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the lady behind this counter is visibly and audibly, like, not sobbing, but she's crying. She's sniffling. Her eyes
was she
are
doing
red.
the like?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
That's what you do when you were just bawling.
So just kind of like having to clean her nose up a little bit.
Yeah, the sniffles, the sniffle cry. And there's a guy at the counter in front of me, and he just totally ignores it, which then puts me in a position where I'm like, dude, you can't just ignore a woman who's crying, right?
That was the small debate. Well, not even debate, but we both posed that question. It's so situational. And I go, if that's a man,
well, that's different.
I think I'm not, because he goes, most guys, like, I don't want anyone to notice this.
Yeah.
Unless he's, like, lighting the loafers, and then I'm like, he just wants attention.
Again, it's situation to situation. But because I've had interactions with this lady.
Yeah. That's like our 7-Eleven. That's between where you and I live. I go there all the time.
Yeah,
so.
and you get like $1.50 off 2 packs of marbles.
You got to take care of your people.
Yeah.
That's our people.
So, I wait for this guy in front of me to just walk away like nothing's happening. And we've talked about this on the show. Like, I'm pretty good at walking away from situations that you will engage in if I think it's a bad situation.
There's times where I'll go, are you autistic, dude? How did you not read the emotions in there? And
I'll just say, I just wasn't interested.
I
wasn't interested. But this is she's my daytime Wawa or 7-Eleven. God, not Wawa.
I know.
7-Eleven lady.
Shout out Wawa.
So, being the You Be Aight kind of guy I am, I had to say something. So I says to her, what's the matter? And she said, she actually looked up and actually made eye contact. So you could tell that she was like, wow, at least somebody has noticed.
And it came from a genuine place.
Well,
like,
yeah, I wasn't,
Well, because that's the type of thing you can tell, because it is very easy to go, what's wrong? There's so many tones that you could do that.
One word would have changed the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have said, what's the problem?
You guys come in here. You don't pay attention. I make sure the dates on the sandwiches aren't expired.
For real, though. So she was like, she looked up at me and she was like, I'm here alone. It seemed like somebody called out, so she was like stuck there, and she was like, "It's just been a bad day," and I could tell she was appreciative that I just said something, and I hit her with, "You're gonna be aight, I promise."
Words to live by.
And she was like, "Thanks, darling. I know."
Good by you, for real, because that's the type of shit. It's funny as we like to try and be. Our family masks stuff with humor. But that is the type of thing that sometimes, that could have really changed her day.
At least made her feel better in the moment.
Yeah, she goes, all right, we still do live in a society where people don't just...
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The guy in front of me, like, this woman is giving you stuff. I'm spitting everywhere.
Okay.
I can't see. I'm gay.
Slobble-mouthing.
Yeah. But yeah, he just totally was like, thanks for these corn nuts. All right, I'm out. So, you know, I felt like I had to say something. And I do, like you said, we joke around, we talk shit, but I do believe in the You Be Aight motto. You know, so I laid it on her. And it worked. She appreciated it.
And
I was saying in the episodes previous that I'm the Good Samaritan. You know, I open up the parking spots for the people. And if your aunt is crying at 7-Eleven, I'm going to check on her.
And that's the thing, too, because, like, and not to generalize, we know nothing about this, you know, lady besides that she works at 7-Eleven.
She might have ran out of Coke.
But you got to imagine, you know, a mid-40 person working at 7-Eleven, there's probably other things in her life that aren't going great. You know
maybe
what I
her
mean?
kids just grow up and she's like, I need to get out of the house. But either way, she was upset. I don't always assume just because you're at 7-Eleven, you're a loser. Like you.
That's not what I was saying.
Maybe she just wants to get out of the house.
Just hard times fall on people. You know, people get stuck in this cycle of things, and, you know, nothing wrong with that. At least she's out there working. There's so many people just not working. So,
and fuck, let's be honest. If you're at 7-Eleven and your shift's up and somebody calls out and you got to wait for your replacement, like, you might cry too.
Yeah, she might be like, I only have one TV show I like. I don't have DVR. I'm gonna miss it. I have leftovers that are gonna go bad now.
You know what my first thought is? Who's gonna feed my bird?
No, bird, cat. Who's gonna feed cats? Who's gonna
I think birds are worse than cats.
Where were you? Adam Sandler reference. No, I don't. We're not gonna.
We don't do movie.
We don't do
here.
movie quotes unless
we're not the Kelsey brothers.
Which I wish we were.
Okay, yeah,
but sometimes an Adam Sandler reference has to be thrown out.
Okay.
That's an underrated movie.
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. People trash it. You gotta understand that's what Adam Sandler does. Is trash.
It's
goof.
better than these shit movies he's putting out on Netflix every 3 months now.
Although you know what?
All right, I'm sure some of them are right.
Herbie. What was it? Rachel. What was the name? Herbie.
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween. That movie's pretty. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
And
now he has these movies out that are just like crime. Like the title's literally like crime story.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
And he phoned it in.
He signed a contract and he got
for crazy
over it, and he got over it quick. And now he's just putting out these.
And I think he might be out of it, but Adam Sandler has got to be.
I don't hate Adam Sandler. I'm just saying.
If you don't like Adam Sandler, this kid. Well, that's good though. I'm glad that's funny and heart. Now I'm gonna have to check up on her. Yeah. Now I feel like when you first told me, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about, and that made me question a little bit about myself.
Yeah, because you go there a lot too.
Yeah. In my defense, usually Rachel's in the car just bitching.
No, the real defense is you usually send Rachel in. You send Rachel in all the time.
A lot of times, yeah. But no, actually, if she's in the car with me at 7-Eleven, we're both going in because we're like, I gotta get a snack.
Yeah, that's the worst 7-Eleven for snacks. They got dick in there.
That, and dude, you got to take one of those shelves out. I'm a giant in that place. God forbid they're loading like the soda guys there.
Yeah, the vendors.
I'm just like, all right, never mind. I will not get anything then. Which I'm a big guy, so I'm always conscious about that.
You can get 2 bananas there for $1.
It's a good deal.
I mean, for a quick stop type banana.
And you know what? Good, because I forget who I was just talking about this. I've talked about it a lot.
I eat a lot of bananas.
You do, which is good. You have a healthy breakfast most days, and speaking of which, what did you say? You're like someone in rehab. In rehab, if you're do it the opposite of everything.
So I didn't want to go to dinner tonight because it's rainy and shitty, and I just, basically they tell you in rehab that your brain's broken, and if you just do the opposite of the things that your brain decides to do, you'll be all right. And so today I didn't want to go to dinner, and I thought to myself, I should probably do the opposite of what I'm thinking right now.
I wouldn't have let you excuse yourself out. I'd be like, I'm coming to pick you up.
What if I would have said?
I would have called bullshit.
Well,
I would have said, dude, bullshit, because I want you. One, this is your new family. You know, Bev said she adopted you. So, you know, so you got to put the work in.
No, I was going to come, but you know what I'm saying.
I know. Well, and you've done it a lot in your life of going, like, once you make up your mind, like, I'm not going. You'll just be like, I'm sick. And like, no, you're not. You're like, okay, fine, but I'm still not going.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do, yeah.
So that's why I took the rehab lesson, and I said I'm going to
I'm going to use that against you next time. You're like, well, I want to go. And I'm going to go, your brain's broken.
Well,
I just did a movie quote. You know the movie quote I was going to say?
You're all fucked up and your shit's retarded.
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
That's movie. A great. Do you know what? That's a good movie because it's got some. It's funny because it's real.
It's prophetic. Yeah.
It's so goofy and over the top, but we're really not that far away from shit like that happening.
I mean, once Trump was president, it's like, okay, a professional wrestler could be next.
These Two Guns is fucking awesome. Go watch that movie if you haven't. I've had kind of a boring week. I don't want to talk about the store too much. I basically just had I had to kind of yell at some Mexican workers a little bit. Doesn't matter that they were Mexican, but they were.
Not our workers.
Not our workers. We don't have workers. But just my building is run by two people that are in one. He's not even in America for like a couple of months. And he's the owner and he has a property manager, and our property manager is dingus face, dude. Total dinglebird. Butt dog. So yeah, that's not eventful. People don't want to hear that. Rachel, how about, we never get you involved in this segment. And I know you always say I throw you on the spot, but how was your office Christmas party? Give us a little, was there anything cool or?
It wasn't anything too out of the ordinary. We played some Christmas trivia.
I hate the shit out of things like that.
Me too.
You did not want to go. You looked cute with your little bows in your hair. You looked festive. You looked the part.
I tried.
But you work from home now, so like everyone, listen here, people. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Everyone who goes, I miss going to the office. That's because you either hate your wife, hate your kids, or something. Because if you can do your job from your home, either you're dumb and are afraid of technology, or you're not good at your job.
No, dude, some people genuinely need to get out of the house once in a while.
There's parks.
Yeah, but not everybody does that.
Well, don't ruin it for the other 90% of people.
Oh, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a thing.
But there's always the one, because from my old office, I stayed in touch with a couple people. Rachel's got some, like at first the one old lady didn't want to, and I immediately went because she's afraid of technology. But now that she's set up, I'm sure she doesn't.
Oh, yeah. It definitely makes your job way better. But I'm just saying, like, you could get fucking goofy being in the house all the time.
I see that. I do. And Rachel doesn't leave the house unless she has to. But
that's why you guys were able to go to one car.
Yeah, very true. And it really is for someone who is Rachel's. I'll say she's pretty good at self-control. She can make herself work when she needs to, but also saving on gas. So and the travel, so you're not all pissed off when you get to work or thinking about I got to sit in traffic on my way home. Rachel a lot of times will work longer because she doesn't have to drive. It makes for a better employee for certain people. And then there's one dingus who goes, I miss seeing people in the office. Shut up and fucking make some friends. That's what I have to say to that.
One of the things that I stressed at the beginning when they would ask us for feedback about working from home was I had a lot less distractions of people talking to me in the office. Like the random person that stops by your desk and hangs around for 30 minutes.
There's certainly a lot of time-wasting tactics people employ at the office.
Yeah, and part of it you could put to, socialization that is good, but to an extent, sometimes you get that person at your desk where you don't want to talk to them, but they are lonely or bored or whatever it is,
care.
and
if you care or not, they just
and
need to
you
do
can't
something.
get them to go away. And that was one of the things that I said. I'm gaining time back to do productive work because I'm not having people stop by and talk and do bullshit.
Well, yeah, because everyone has their own work pace, right? And let's be honest, unless you're like a fucking engineer or high level something, 8 hours is plenty of time to get most of these paper pushing jobs done. So like for me, I was in the workforce long enough where I went, because I started going, I want to get everything done because I can chill for the rest of the day, kind of. But then the rest of your day sucks.
It's terrible.
So for me, I go, all right, I'm going to get this much done before lunch and this much done after lunch. So helps time go by fast. Well, if there's the guy who does want to get all his shit done in the morning, he's bored in the afternoon, and then while I'm trying to work, he's over my shoulder being like, see this new meme or whatever. So that just, yeah. Sorry about
You got to have the ability to say, bro, I'm working. Can you go away? You don't have that.
No, but also it's hard to explain. I was in a situation where I was everywhere. I didn't.
We don't need to talk about your old job anymore.
Yeah, it's just I was put in a crap situation. But all offices have these type of things.
There's a certain amount of cordialness. That's not a word, but that you need to keep with people too. You can't just be like, bye. Go away. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but with
you pick the people you want to deal with, and the people you don't.
Politics is a complicated place.
Okay.
And maybe you can because you don't mind being hated by everybody. No, but what got me thinking of is it sparked. I mean, I have PTSD from the office. All right, if everyone else is claiming it, I'm claiming it. But no, as soon as she said trivia and you said I hate that shit, immediately I was like, there's so much dumb shit in offices because it's. I get
because it's someone's job.
I get their boss, the boss trying to like make things fun or this and that, but let's be honest, like you guys only have to go to the office once a month for like meetings, basically.
Yeah, we have one team meeting a month.
So this was your team meeting?
Yeah, we combined it with our Christmas party.
So that goes to show, and you were out by 2. Yeah. So that goes to show that team meeting doesn't need to happen, but let's get everyone to the office at least once a month. But then to be like, all right, guys, I Googled what you're supposed to, I found 5 questions. If you win, you get a candy cane. It's just such like going through the motions bullshit.
Yeah,
no one's really having fun.
We played a game of trivia that was really, really hard. It was like obscure questions from Christmas movies. And then we played a game that I realized that...
Ookie Cookie?
No.
Do you know what Ookie Cookie is, Rachel?
No.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't that.
It's gross.
She couldn't even participate.
I think I know, actually, but
you would lose.
Yeah, I probably would.
On purpose.
But we played a game where it was just written down lines of Christmas songs, and you had to just finish the lines of the songs. But there was a song playing in the room, so I could not think of any other song other than the song that was playing in the room. So I got basically 0.
So that sounds like an autism test.
Maybe.
Hey, we're gonna play noises. Are you distracted? And you're like, I can't.
No, when there's a song playing and you're trying to think of another song and you can't even
Was that part of the game, or was that just
no?
You just had music going.
They just had some, Christmas music playing for festive vibes or whatever.
How much money would it take? How much money would it take for you to go work in like an office again, like cubicles, doing the shit you used to do, like help center IT guy?
That's a really good question.
And I get to play by the rules, suit and tie.
Nah, not suit and tie. That's some extra shit. We never.
I
did
did
suit and tie. Well, that's you.
Yeah, IT guy's not wearing suit and tie.
Yeah. Okay.
Business casual.
Business casual. Uncomfortable shoes.
That's you have a foot problem. The shoes don't bother my feet.
No, the world has a shoe problem. That's the thing. My feet.
Well, okay, you're right.
But yeah, so how much would it?
Adjusted for inflation, and I have to stay for a long time. Like that's the thing. Like I could do it for a few years.
Well, let's say that's boom. You have a wife and 2 kids, and you have to have to be the breadwinner. You have to, and it's downtown. You got to drive traffic 9 to 5. You get the 6 national holidays.
Fuck.
After 5 years, you get an extra 2 days of PTO.
Bro, a lot.
We'll say that job normally hires for 45 to 50,000 a year.
You're gonna have to up me by like 25 at least.
You'd have to be past 60,000.
Because you're making it not only a job, you're making it like the worst.
I'm describing most jobs, unfortunately.
Most office jobs.
Because they're usually, city based. Because so it's
you got to commute.
Comes from everywhere.
Yeah, but usually if it usually starts at 45, I need 65.
See, and that's without being.
And I would still fucking hate it.
Of course, and that's right there.
I would rather do some shit where sometimes you're getting rained on, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's fucking 98 degrees with 98% humidity, and it's like.
So,
because I'd rather be physically uncomfortable than have the mental anguish of sitting at a fucking computer.
Okay, so office job we just described, or on a road crew, both pay $45,000. You have to pick one.
Probably the road crew, bro.
Yeah,
because at least you get
crews.
to hang with the boys.
Yeah, but it's fuck hot asphalt in the summer.
You could smoke cigarettes and hang with the boys.
Depends if you're union based. Some of those jobs are getting lame.
I have another option.
All right, what's the other option?
So we hired a company before called Poop 911, and they just go through yards and clean up dog poop all day.
People are fucking trifling.
You're a professional.
No,
pooper,
you people
scooper.
out there with fucking dogs who don't clean up the dog shit, you're fucking disgusting. I wish that you would not have children and that people would throw eggs at your fucking house. You're disgusting and gross, dude.
See, we all have a trigger in our family. His dog
You're
shit.
fucking
didn't know
gross,
I was getting
dude.
there.
Don't have an animal. You're an animal.
Does that come from when you delivered Amazon?
I had no idea that people just let their dogs shit in their yard until their front yard was mostly dog shit.
You did yell at me one time.
Yeah,
about
bro,
that.
clean up your dog. It's disgusting.
But the problem with that was a lot of it wasn't our dog shit.
Okay, I'm just...
No, I'm not defending myself because you're right. It's...
Dude, there was a fucking... Speaking of dog shit, in the dumpster at my apartment complex, there was this dog bed out in the dumpster covered in dog shit, bro. These motherfucking dog owners, don't even get me started.
But could the dog have maybe just been sick? If it's covered, that was liquid shits, and that means like, the owner might not feed them the best.
I don't know.
Well, would you rather be a 9-to-5 IT guy, or would you rather work for Poop 911?
Poop 911. Get to drive my own truck, go out, fucking clean up dog shit,
Maybe.
tell people to be better.
Yell at people
Well, no,
all
because
day.
then you're losing business. You want them to be bad.
Oh, it's my own business?
Well, your job depends on these people having this need. So yes, you would get fired immediately if your manager had called like, the poop guy yelled at me for not taking better care of my dog.
Well, I would do it subtly.
You don't do anything subtly.
I would do it with deftness and guile. And I would be like, listen, this is unhealthy for your dog.
I know you. You're like just a couple interactions away from writing a note and fucking sticking it on their front door. That's the soft option for you. But regardless, because I was going to say factory work, but I know you would take that over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The dog poop's a good one because you know what, you'd have to pay me to clean up dog shit.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
I would have to. I don't know. I don't.
You would be accidentally bulimic.
Yeah, I'd just be passing
passing
out in yards because I'd be like, I can't eat until I get home, and then
You would be fired quick.
oh yes,
And
just puking in people's yards
So
loudly.
we start off around $40,000. I'm gonna need at least six figures to even attempt this job.
I'm going to be in the hospital often.
Yes. How's your guys' health insurance? Because I'm gonna be using it.
Yeah, you'd be
a lot.
too much of a liability. They'd be like, we can't hire this fucking goon.
He cleaned up the dog shit, but left 5 piles of throw up, and I think this is stomach acid.
Yeah, I thought you couldn't
I
do
got
that.
a dead patch of grass from your guy throwing up everywhere. Well, because actually after the first yard, the rest of the day I just be like, just fucking.
Yeah, you would be. I'm serious. You would be hospitalized, but like dehydration.
Blood vessels would be popping out, dude. I would look like. Yeah, I couldn't.
I think you, after like 2 days on the job, would be yelling at these fucking trifling people.
Oh yeah.
And there's a certain.
I would be yelling because like the second I have to, I'm already throwing solid turds. I'm already throwing up. But if there's muddy poops and I'm like,
oh dude, there's
feed your fucking dogs better.
In some of these people's yards, there's every kind of dog shit you could imagine, all different ages.
And it rains and.
You know what, Rachel? We didn't even mention. So we went to the dollar store the other day, and that area. You've been the plaza.
Which dollar store?
The new Dollar Tree next to in Westview Plaza.
Okay.
That's where I got those cool peanuts. I like going in there because they have weird.
Snacks.
Some of them suck. Like I got the knockoff Funyuns. Couldn't even touch.
Never seen a knockoff Funyun.
They're called. They're onion flavor. They're called like Onion-O's or something. They're terrible, and I love Funyuns. But we go there because they get weird snacks.
I don't know why I made me laugh, but we used to like make fun of this like kid that in school because he was like poor, like in middle school. And we used to be like, I remember saying him one time, dude, I was like, bro, did you bring your corporal cunts today for breakfast?
That's this place, dude.
Yeah.
Everything is either it's like some of the Mexican snacks are banging, like those weird peanuts or like weird salsa flavored chips, but some of them
I hate those, dude. Some of those chips are spicy as fuck.
Yes,
some of them are delicious, and then you'll get one, you'll be like, oh my god, dude.
He got bitch mouth.
I got a bitch.
The kid's
mouth.
afraid of flaming hot Cheetos, but
yeah, I can't believe you eat those.
I feel trashy when I, dude. Speaking of,
I can't believe 12-year-olds eat those like they're fucking gumdrops or whatever. Old
it
man
is
thing.
that like this. Seriously, the second I look, I'm like, this causes cancer. I don't know what kind. This is cancer. But real quick, Applebee's. This is insane. If anyone eats these,
we were talking about the dollar store.
I will, but you just triggered a thing. Applebee's has boneless wings, and it's Cheetos. So it's like covered in Cheeto crunch, but like the one, maybe it is the flaming hot Cheeto. It looks like it's purple, dude. I was like, this should not be. This shit should be shut down. This shouldn't be in
probably
America.
like the third hottest item. Not spicy. I mean, like
yeah,
they're selling
possibly.
They can't keep them.
Very possible. But anyway, at the dollar store, I attract crazy. We're looking at the candy cane section, and we're looking at the candy canes, and all of a sudden, I just hear a voice like this close to me, right behind my head, 5 inches. It's this crazy lady. She goes, "Any normal candy canes?" I was like, Jesus Christ! She snuck up on me, and dude, she was like, "What we didn't talk about, Rachel, is she goes." There was no normal candy canes in the section. It was like fruit flavored, but there was mint ones. They were shaped like spoons.
Oh, they're probably for like a nice dessert or something.
Something, but she goes, "There's no normal ones. I got to get them to hang on my tree so my dog can eat them." And she goes, "If it's not hanging from the tree, my dog doesn't want to eat them." This lady was, dude.
I thought she said son.
No, she said her dog.
But I also was trying to actively run away from
yes.
her.
Did she have a strange appearance?
Yes. She was wearing like slippers, like puffy bottom.
She probably lets her dog shit all over the yard.
Dude, she's got a chihuahua, that liquid shit. Dude, she lets, because then I go, that means that dog's probably eating a lot of plastic as well. She goes, he doesn't want them unless it's hanging from the tree. And dude, she's got like her hair matted. It's like that short dude from the 80s trailer park. It's like greasy but matted and like just weird clothes. And it's a rainy ass day in Pittsburgh, and she's rocking like,
yo, it's been raining here a lot. Just keep going. But it's been raining here like crazy. It's annoying.
So then that happened. Like, all right, yeah, and it just happens that she just keeps timing up with us. It's not like we're going up and down the aisles.
What does
like,
that tell you about yourselves?
I don't know. She's
shopping for the same things as the matted gross lady.
Rachel, she got like a little cute Christmas thing and a little calendar, and like it's different when it's in a grocery store when you just go up and down the aisle. Like we skip a whole thing.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I was picturing. I'm like, what does that tell you?
So I.
By the way, cut that song out. I'd say because I can sing way better than that.
No, that's him.
I can sing pretty.
We've
good.
been lying to him his whole life.
Anywho,
autistic.
The good kind.
The one that makes you really happy. Yeah, so I grabbed a couple things. They have like pretty cheap freezer foods, so I grabbed a couple hot pot pies. I like the cheaper pot pies actually. So I grabbed a couple of those, are like $1 a piece, and some weird snacks. We got you some stocking stuffers. I picked you out some candy for your stocking.
I don't have a stocking.
Huh?
I don't have a stocking.
We got you one.
do.
You have a stocking now. Not one of our fancy ones. You got a stocking. We had to whide it because if people come over, we wouldn't want them to know.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
That's my big brothers. If they never met me, they'd be like, yo, we got to meet this guy.
Don't look at him in the eyes, please. He looks like an ape. He'll freak out, man.
Don't touch the stocking.
Dude, don't get too close to his ears. He will bite. So we're in this weird pattern, and we just keep bumping into her. And then, of course, and I'm thinking she's like going to be slower. We ended up finding normal shaped candy canes, and it's funny because I use it as like a defense mechanism because, of course, she gets right behind us and the only cash register that's open. And dude, something about
Dollar stores.
Their cash registers are so slow, and it's not even the people, but like she can't work the bags good.
They're rinky, yeah. They're like narrow and like.
Yeah, just they're cutting corners, I guess.
She actually made fun of our stuff. She came up and she said, "Oh wow, I thought I got a lot of junk food."
I didn't catch that. Fuck this, because I was being nice to her. Because she goes, "You get Popeyes?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, $1.25, and I go, "Yeah."
Damn, that's a good price on a pot pie.
Well, she goes,
they're little. Too.
She's like, "At Aldi's, they're 89 cents. Just saying. I just came from there." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Did you find the normal candy cane?" She goes, "Yeah, I got a box over here." And then, which at that point I was like, "Rachel, do you want me to bring the truck around?" I was just trying to get the fuck out of there. She was behind us, and so there was like two groups of people behind her. The way she asked about it, she goes, "Can I have this stick?" And it's the divider stick for the foods between our food and her food, because she just threw it onto the belt. And then while we're checking out, like we're done, we're grabbing our bags, and nowhere to be seen. Just all her food's there. She's somewhere in the store.
With people behind her?
Yes, two groups of people behind her.
I can't
and like the group of people behind her have like 2 items.
Yeah. Yo, I will make it known that you should let me in front of you. If you have a bunch of shit and I only have one thing, I learned, because most people will be like, "Oh, yeah, go ahead."
Yeah.
And if they don't,
especially like a grocery store, if you're doing like family shopping for the like 2 weeks and you got that cart's overflowing and I have a Twix bar and like a magazine.
Yeah, most people are cool about that, but sometimes you have to, they say closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes you got to make a stink.
Well, it bothered me. So
this lady was making fun of your snack.
Well, yeah.
While she was in there with slippers.
I fucking attract crazy, but that's why I guess I have to have a podcast, because if not, then I just go, "Am I insane? Maybe I'm retarded. I don't know."
This is funny because you guys are like, "Yeah, we get the same pot pies."
Well,
and you're like, "Fuck this bitch. She's taking all the pot pies."
Listen, she got her Popeyes from a different store. Okay, this was a convenience thing for me. And she had like,
it's just like I'm just imagining like a homeless person talking shit on the person in the tent next to him.
Rachel, right? Crazy. The fact that she got the first interaction, she got up. She might as well have had her head on my shoulder. She literally made me like jump scared.
I do not like people in my personal space, and she was in my personal space almost the whole time we were in the store.
Rachel was on the other side of me from this girl, and this girl was in Rachel's personal space. That's how, dude, she was up on me.
It's funny. I'm thinking like when I'm shopping, and like somebody's like where I'm trying to go, I will just ask them to give me what I want. I do it all the time, dude.
Well, and I can see that in certain situations. Like,
and there's always someone lingering around the fucking deli meats, and I'm like, "Can you just give me? You see any provolone there?" And they'll be like,
"That's one of those things." If you asked me that, I'd be like, "Dude, so listen to this. I got a cheese guy," and then if
I would be on the podcast, he'd be talking about me.
Well, because to be like, especially like pre-wrapped deli meats,
they think they linger so long, and I'm like, I know what I want.
If you just go, excuse me, that's totally normal. But to be like, hey, can you hand me that?
Yeah.
Is a little.
Well, I'll be like, I just tell them because they're in front of it, and I just tell them what I'm looking for, and I'll be like the other day, I was like, do you see any provolone over there? And this lady,
this is dude, that's why it's funny, because this person's struggling. They're like, fuck, man, there's so many options, and then here comes you all fast because you like to shop fast. Like, do you see fucking provolone?
Yeah, I got like an accent
She's like,
they're not used to. They're like,
she's like, there's probably provolone somewhere.
She's like, it's usually round. I was like, you see any? And she handed me the provolone, and I kept moving.
Yeah, I would not skeeve me up, but also I don't want people touching my deli meats.
Well, the wrap, they're in plastic.
But I still like,
I was so because if you go late, the deli meats get scarce.
They do.
So I got lucky. There was one provolone left, and this lady found it for me. See that?
Oh,
getting my money's worth.
There you go. Yeah, that happened. That was, and that's just one of those things. Maybe it's because I think about things too long, or I get in my own head. But that's why I'm always glad when someone else is with me. Like when Dave was with me, and he's like, dude, he's the one who's like, dude, you attract crazy because it's just always something.
Well, I told you what it is. It's very clear. Big people are disarming.
Yeah.
You know, like when I used to be a lot bigger, and when I lost a bunch of weight, I noticed people act differently around me. And then you tell me like I got like a mean face, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Even Rachel said something to me. She's like,
you do have a mean face.
A little bit, and it's not a bad face.
And a mean way of saying things.
You got a little bit of that in you.
I'm all fucked up, but that's not the point of what I was trying to say.
You're a nice guy. That's why there's been times where I want to tell, like, we're checking out like Target. I want to be like, that was a joke. He's not actually like a dick.
Right.
You need like a badge that says.
Yeah, maybe I am fucking.
No,
autistic.
you know what? You need to get one of those cards that the Joker has and just hand it to people and be like, I'm just joking. I'm not actually being mean.
I make jokes assuming you'll understand that I'm joking.
You got to pin something to your lapel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like a big smiley face.
This
is how I really feel. A badge. This is how I really feel. But no, when you're bigger, you're disarming, and I'm assuming everybody knows what I mean by that. Like, people they feel more comfortable just naturally. Like, they don't feel judged by a big person.
That's
so
definitely.
they let their crazy fly.
That's true.
And you should take that as not a bad thing. Sometimes it's gonna, but it's nice because I miss that.
I really sometimes in the moment, because that's when time slows down. When you got and nothing wrong with this, because I like big companies. Like, the only thing Walmart does that I like, besides making everything as cheap as they can because they're the devil and just screw people over, I like when they hire a slow person to like be the greeter or something. Mm-hmm. 'Cause people need jobs. They love doing their job. You know what I mean? And that's like, so like the guy at McDonald's where all he does is like just deliver the bag when it's too like to the parked car.
Not in food service.
Well, this guy's job is the bag is already prepped, and it's, you ever like go there and they're like, pull to lane, like they're, lunchtime, they're packed, so they'll be like, pull to lane 1, we'll bring your food out to you. That guy, like the one we used to go to,
you just love seeing how happy they are.
This one specific time, he comes up and I go, thanks, bro. And then like I seen him snap back around and be like, you're being so nice. Did you ever watch Ed, Edd and Eddy? And then he went on a rant about Xbox 360 was better than Xbox One. And like, he's like, dude.
He's right.
The Power Rangers are underrated. I'm like, oh, God damn it, dude. I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then I make the mistake of going, yeah, my favorite time, I liked cow and chicken. He goes, what's cow and chicken? Then I go, God damn it, shut your mouth. We almost were out of this. And I can't not go like you can probably watch it on YouTube. And he goes, well, I have to ask to use the computer. And then I go, all right, I got it.
At the library, probably.
Yeah, but
those folks, though, like, I get a kick out of just seeing them, like you said, it's nice to see enthusiasm once in a while, even if it's from somebody who is fucked up, And
like
and don't make fun of them, man. Don't be snickering at these people.
I think we told on this podcast about
those
the
girls.
cart guy.
Yeah.
I was murderous.
Teenagers are fucking.
Dude, I was so mad. This guy, so happy. like these guys are like, I can't wait to go to work.
But you're the kind of guy like you always get like, if somebody has a joke they're holding in like a line or something, you're getting it, which is good. I miss that.
Yeah.
I always say like I must be the most unapproachable person. If I don't initiate a conversation, I could go the rest of my life without talking.
That, and also we've talked about like, I mean, a lot of people do talk to like in lines at the grocery store when it's packed. I am the person guy. Was busy, right? And I go, yeah, dude. Well, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Because I think a lot of people will be thinking that, and it's natural to want to say it to other people because we are human beings. But like most people keep it in because they're like, I'm not sure if that guy's gonna judge me or not. But,
yeah.
But with you, they just like, yeah, it's busy, right? You're sweating. I can tell you don't want to be in this line.
Well, and a lot of times too, it is me and Rachel, and I am just always making a joke. So what I forgot was, and I'm so pissed more people are finding out about this at the nice Giant Eagle. I told you about the scan guns. It's so awesome because especially if you bring your own bags, you can scan while you go. It makes it so you can stack your bags real nice. You can put all the refrigerated stuff in a bag, all this when you get home. It's easy. Well, more and more people are onto it. So when we went, it's got its own checkout thing, and it's real fast because you just click the gun. You're already
pre-scanned up and shit, right?
Pre-scanned, already bagged up, and it should be this, and dude, there was a bunch of people in it. And I go, it seems like every third person, it's a well, this seemed like it was every time. It's the machine flashes and goes, what do they call it, Rachel?
It's an audit.
Yeah, audit to make sure it's correct, to make sure people aren't stealing stuff. And I start going, I was like, oh man, I hope they don't catch me trying to steal chocolate pretzels. And like, Rachel was like, but shut up, kind of. And then it happens again. I go, seriously? That guy has like 3 things. I'm starting to get like pissed because I'm like, this was my cheat code that now people are getting onto. And then he only had 1 thing, but in this line that shouldn't matter because 1 thing and 100 things are the same time. This dude just kind of like, we're at the line's long enough where you're kind of in the aisle, and he was wearing pajamas, pants.
I'll never understand these people.
It pisses. I don't know why that makes. If that guy was just dressed normal, I'd go, he's just an asshole trying to be fast. The fact that he had like 1 or 2 things just in his hands. He had 1 thing with the scan gun, which I go, what the fuck, dude, why?
I still don't know what he bought. I was watching him. He only had 1 item, and it came out to like $38.50.
So anyway, I'm at this point already flustered enough, but I can usually keep it cool. He just went, and I go, yeah, dude, go ahead. And I knew he heard me and wouldn't turn around. And part of me goes, all right, you kind of won that one because like I
Wait, say he walked in, he went.
He just like cutting, dude. Like everyone around this area, it's hard because it's a Mod Podge and people are like still shopping, so they're kind of cutting through the lines long enough like that. We're like kind of back in the aisles almost, but everyone kind of like the nonverbal of like everyone kind of like sticks their gun up because like right next to it is the self checkout without the gun. So like everyone kind of like line for the gun thing.
It's an unspoken thing.
And this dude came out of nowhere. And just was like, fuck this, I'm going. And the fact that he wore pajamas, I go, you can't even put real, I don't care. I wear sweatpants most of the time, but I make sure they're presentable sweatpants. This dude, Pittsburgh, stop wearing, I don't care. This was a Sunday. That was when I was shopping right before the Eagles game. I don't care that they're Steelers pajama pants. It's embarrassing. It makes me embarrassed in Pittsburgh. Comedians joke about it, dude. It's like a thing here. Like,
I think little Andy does that.
He does. No, he just wears his...
Just going out in pajama pants.
Bro, so many people. You'll notice it.
I refuse
and
to
then
do
Crocs. You'll see them pajama, and it's usually Steelers, so they think it's acceptable. With Crocs.
Right, like they might as well be wearing slacks because it's got Steelers on it.
Yeah,
right?
like this is my nice pants.
No, I'm not saying people have to get dressed up to go out, but have some self-respect.
And they're like ones that like...
I'm a fucking degenerate.
Yes.
I'm not going out in pajama pants to the grocery store.
It's like, it's so just... And my buddy Colin used to do it, but we were in high school. Like these... When I see a grown-ass dude in like they look like they're 20 years old pajama pants, Crocs with socks in the middle of the winter, and then to top it off, like they're like, well, I have a Steelers jersey on, so it makes this whole thing acceptable.
Right.
It's white. It's so trashy.
It's a shame that some of our public service announcements like this aren't being heard by enough people.
Cause listen, rock your gear. I rock my fandom, even out, and I'm out of city, so I can see why people go, that kid's an asshole for doing it. Rock your gear. Just put some fucking, just normal sweatpants, normal black sweatpants look 1,000 times better than obviously pajamas.
I don't think a lot of people are trying to dress to impress like you are.
That's not about
This isn't dress
impressing.
to impress.
It's about self-respect.
That's it.
You look like a piece of shit. You
I
look like
accepted
a dirt
the Crocs because I will say they're mad comfy.
ball. Never wore a pair of Crocs.
They're very
They
very
do look
comfortable.
dumpy as fuck.
They do, but they really, really, really are. And so if you are just running an errand, especially if you're a mom or something, okay, dude, the pajama pants are an unacceptable thing. I'm putting my foot down. I might start a PSSA. If I make enough money, I'm going to make a commercial, a local commercial, and say, listen, I'm not from Pittsburgh, but people make fun of us because now I'm technically like a Pittsburghian, and then we look like crap. Stop it.
Yeah, if it's like a running joke.
Listen, dude, put some just black sweatpants on.
How hard is it to put sweatpants on?
It's the same thing. They don't even, and a lot of pajama pants aren't comfortable. They're like that non-stretch material.
They're like falling off and shit.
Dude, get into like the stretchy, all these materials now.
I will say, it would be nice to not give a fuck at all. But there is a point where it's like, I guess, I don't
Listen,
know.
here's the thing. If that's a 7-Eleven and that dude just
That's
went,
different. We're not talking
Yes.
about convenience store.
This
That's
is-
why it's called a convenience store.
this is Sunday at the most busy fucking Giant Eagle around here. Like, you have to park in the back.
Yeah, that's like you're going to be seen by 100+ people.
Oh, I got cut off in the parking lot too. I almost fucking, if I had my old car, I might have hit it.
You were there on a Sunday too.
Yeah, it was my own fault, but it was the Steelers were playing at that time, actually.
Were they?
Yeah, so these are, I mean, they're sucking,
season's
so,
over.
yeah. I'm going to take a hard left turn.
It's cold down here. Just so y'all know, like I'm down here.
His wiener's usually bigger than that. It's just really cold
no,
down here.
it's really not. It's always small. But yeah, it's an ice box down here. So I'm suffering through it for the people.
It's really that cold?
Well, this is thin.
That is, and let me get, do you have long johns on?
No, because we were going out to eat. I don't want to be too sweaty at the table.
The kid was wrong.
Yo, I'm bringing long johns back, people. Long johns are not lame. They're cool.
I think he just likes tights on him.
I discovered this later in life. I do.
So
I
maybe
fell
there's-
asleep in my running. I've told you this. In my running, like leggings, and I fell asleep in them, and they were squeezing my fat ass all night. And I woke up, and I was like, something was wrong.
Your blood flow is
I
messed
had to
up.
take them off, and I was like, oh god. So I know what y'all big girls deal with these tight yoga pants and stuff.
Jean always yells at me when I am wearing leggings and I say, I need to go change into something more comfortable.
They do. They squeeze you.
Yeah.
I get it, and it's a joke. We've been together long enough. I've read on social media, so you know it's true. Couples that can joke and make fun of each other last longer. So I'm doing this. I'm making fun of you for love. Okay,
Oh,
that's
thanks.
me. That's me being romantic. You also.
I'm forcing you to keep this relationship going by making jokes about you. That's what the
She
internet
does
says.
pull. She'll go to put her tights on, and it goes well above the belly button. It's just the shape of her because she's short, but it's because she'll be going like, oh, yeah, and then she'll put her comfy pants on, and it comes up to like here, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, right.
That's the style.
listen, hey. And if you're comfortable, especially at night, I want you to be comfortable. Although part of me
Right back.
wants to yell at you because sometimes you're too comfortable. And there's memes about it. You know, it's funny. A lot of the memes I see of like, let's put a movie on, and then 5 minutes later, it's the husband sleeping. But you, like, we'll genuinely, it's so hard for us to finally find, we like the same stuff, but so hard to find quality programs to watch my moving stories. And we'll find a good series, and it's like 8:30, and Rachel's like, either she's doing heroin in the bathroom I don't know about, and
It's
she goes,
'cause
I don't know why I'm falling asleep. I'm like, because you're laying down You have a blankie on. You're in the most comfortable thing you possibly can.
No, I'm tired and overworked and
you
maybe slightly narcoleptic.
You work very hard. You're a good morning person. I will give you that. But then she'll kind of get mad at me for her sleeping a little bit. Especially early on, I'd be like, do you want me to wake you up? And you'd be like, yeah. And then I wake you up and you'd be like, I'm sorry, okay? I'm like, I just didn't want you to miss the movie that we just paid $10 for or something.
But yeah, you know, once you start falling asleep on it's over.
Well, then
It's a wrap.
and then God forbid I say, hey, why don't you sit up and put your feet on the floor? And she'll go, that's not the problem. I go, all right, yeah, because...
Well, I'm with you, girlfriend, because if I'm watching TV, I ain't sitting up with my feet on the floor. I'm laying down all the time.
Yeah, that's the benefit of watching TV on the couch is that you get to be comfortable.
Yeah, when we watch a movie here and I'm here, I lay on the ground just so I can, because I'm not sitting up.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not that hard. I can do it.
That's what you do at a theater, dude. But Rachel, you do rock like that new jacket you have that you're like, I love this new jacket. It's like fucking down to her ankles. It's like this big ass.
I get that you like big and you like comfy.
All girls love big. You know, girls love it when they can wear your big clothes.
That's, yeah.
And they always end up with one of my sweatshirts.
Damn it, I should have gotten a hotter wife. Look how big my clothes are. I could have been banging models if that's the way you... Nah.
No, they do. It's funny. They love that.
Well, it would be nice. I mean, think of how nice it would be.
I wear my girls' clothes, but they're not.
Well, you like tights.
I do like tights.
Think how nice it would be if you can go, like if I had another closet where I can go, oh, that's a 17X. I'm going to lay in that.
You know me, I don't like wearing big baggy clothes. I'd rather it be a little too snug than baggy.
I think that goes back to the mentality of you were fat at once and like now you can wear clothes. And so you're always worried like.
Does this make me look fatter?
Yeah.
It probably does, but it's a thing now. Like I can't change it.
I like that the cyclical styles, baggier clothes, but it's only happening for fucking women. It feels like. I remember someone was talking about it. I was like, yes, baggy clothes, let's go. But tight jeans, like I don't think tight jeans are going anywhere soon.
Well, you say tight jeans. It's really tapered.
Yes, tapered.
Because skinny jeans really. Although I will say this, I watch. I like to watch a lot of documentaries and stuff about international soccer or football.
Football.
Those dudes dress like they wear the tightest jeans with big holes in them and shit. And I don't know if it's just because they're all lean because all they do is run, but it's like, dude, you look like you want to be Justin Bieber.
So I got two things on that.
You can't rock a beard and then women's jeans.
Yes. So two things on that. When we went to Finland that would have been what, Rachel, 2015? Those dudes, like, because we were going to schools to see their educational system, which was cool. Like, the cool dudes would wear straight up tights, like Under Armour tights with nothing over it, and then just a huge, massive shirt.
That's what I wear.
But yeah. So I was like, why are these like? And these are all. Everyone in Finland is beautiful because it's expensive to eat there, and they only eat really nice stuff. Everyone's 6 foot plus, blonde. I'm surprised Hitler didn't come from Finland the way he like. That's what Finland is. What Hitler wanted his country to be.
What's crazy about Hitler? Just real quick on Hitler. He was Austrian, not German. And he didn't look Aryan at all. He was a short little mustachioed man with black hair.
So it was funny because over there, like, and that was everyone in America was wearing tight jeans and stuff. That was the style. But over there, I was like, dude, they stepped it up. These are the cool bros being like, yeah, let me put my spandex on. And then like that slop, it's weird that it's stylish.
No, like the collar doesn't even fit.
Yeah, it's like stretched out with like a hole in it. And it like it doesn't fit any part of their body. But that was weird. But my second point I was going to say with skinny jeans, and maybe you call them tapered, but like you'll see like rappers right now, it's super tight. Like the fucking pants start a few inches above their ankle, and then they're like tight, like skin tight on them, and then like right past their knees, the rest of the pants are saggy as fuck.
Yeah, that's just fucking fashion.
It's so weird. Like, and then like it's funny to see someone rapping about thugging out, and I'm like, He's sporting white Adidas pants that I think they fucked up how they sewed it, but
those pants are almost the style of like, I don't know the right word for it, like
Humpty Dumpty?
No, like traditional yoga pants, like
yes,
what women who are really, really, really into yoga wear, not just like yoga pants, but that's what
the yoga ones are made of. That like, it's not
dudes,
silk.
Here's where you're not making the connection. These dudes aren't trying to be thug life anymore. That was your era of hip hop. These dudes aren't trying to look like thugs.
Yeah,
They're just
and the guys I'm thinking of, I don't listen to their music, by the way, but you know, you'll catch clips. It's not them. You know, they're not talking about slinging crack. Well, some of them are. So they're still trying to like thug out in the sense of like, yo, I got money and bitches, and then it's like, dude, you're kind of wearing a purse on your chest. Which I get if it didn't look like Baby Huey on me to wear one of those like Rich, what do they call them? It's like the satchel on the front where it hangs over the shoulder.
like a sling bag.
Sling bag. That were like if I didn't look crazy, that's super convenient. It's a cool,
especially if you're slinging rock.
It's a cool fanny pack, and like you know, Gucci and shit makes them. It's just a funny. Like, that's going to be one of those things that they look. There's no way they can't look back in 20 years and be like, that was nuts. That we were wearing the most ill-fitting things we could find, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always got to be something new, right?
Yeah. But I want to make a hard left turn because we were having this conversation, and I think it sparks up. I think it's something that can tell you a little bit about someone's character.
Okay.
Pretzels. We're talking about pretzel party. Steven goes, we're talking about pretzels, and Steven goes, damn, we have to have a pretzel party.
I mean, why not?
We grew up. It's funny because our dad was diabetic most of my life, and pretzels are like one of the worst things for diabetics. But
they are?
Yeah. Same with like bagels and stuff. There's so much sugar in them that you don't know.
And something specifically with pretzels, like the way it breaks down is, or the way it's already
like a
broken
complex
down.
It's a super carb.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we almost looked at him as like that was the healthy choice of snack kind.
Yeah, it was like popcorn and pretzels is what fat kids eat when they're trying not to like.
Yeah, it's like no, potato chips are bad, but then just eat pretzels. And once I moved away home, I was like, I'm never buying a bag of pretzels because that's all we ever had. And you go over to someone's house and they'd have fucking ballin' ass snacks because none of them were fat. You know, we all had that one friend, especially, you know, you had Frankie. I had a couple of friends. And
they would like have boxes of Tasty Cakes half opened from like 6 months ago. That there was still a couple left. And I was like, yo.
You guys don't hide these and then fight at night about them?
We get these for 3 days and they're gone.
Yeah, we talked about it. That's the only reason you help put groceries away in our house so we can all go.
We get inventory of what's in the house. Yeah. Keeping eyes on the kitchen detective. He knows where everything is. Yeah,
and if sometimes mom was feeling it, man, had a good paycheck, and you're like, dog, did you see we got like 2 boxes of zebra cakes or something? Not zebra. What's the Swirly Johns?
Swiss rolls.
Swiss rolls.
Yo, yeah.
Those are good. Rolls. Frozen, warm, hot. They're awesome. But no, pretzels, we were talking.
They're not hot. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I'm saying any form of them are good. What's your favorite form of pretzel? And we're just going act normal pretzels, like
not soft pretzels.
Yeah, because that's a whole league.
I really don't like the soft pretzel that much. But yeah,
with nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Yeah, that's
because nacho cheese is good. My favorite pretzel. Are we counting the butter pretzel?
Let's talk about the butter pretzel because we might fill some people in that maybe like Dom. Don't go into the butter pretzel. It might ruin your life. But what's the do you know the company?
It's Snyder's.
Is that Snyder's?
Mm-hmm.
And they come in a
They're called butter sticks. No. These are come in a bag.
They come in a bag, and it literally is.
It's next level.
It's like almost not even a pretzel because.
I think you could call it more of a pretzel than say, like those like fancy crump pieces of pretzels that are like super flavorful.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, but I wasn't gonna say it like they have like the honey mustard ones or whatever. The crumble pieces, Snyder's makes them.
Like they're to me they're like hardly a pretzel.
Yeah, because they're just
they
coated.
Taste so much different. They're coated and delicious. They're good.
Yeah, and a genius because I think there might have been someone who got an awesome raise. They were like, guys, we keep having all these broken pretzels in the line. What are we going to do with them? I got an idea. Fucking call them crumbles and flavor them bitches up.
I think the only way to make a pretzel that delicious is to break them into pieces, because you can't coat a giant pretzel.
Surface area. It's got more surface area. Yeah. But so the butter pretzel, it is a pretzel. There's probably a direct terminology of how it's prepared to make it a pretzel.
But if you consider a pretzel stick a pretzel,
that's a pretzel.
Then these are pretzels for sure. And like, if you haven't had these and you're a pretzel guy,
dude, they can ruin something. They can ruin a relationship maybe, because they are so addicting. And pretzels are like one of those things, kind of almost like rice, where you just keep eating, and then you like slug a bunch of water, and then you're like, I'm so full.
And then you can bust out a little mustard. Or what I like to do, because I'm a sick fuck, is I'll get the Cracker Barrel, which I've talked about. It's like
the Cracker Barrel.
I love cheese. Okay, so I'll get like my cheese, and I'll cut up little pieces of it and eat it with the butter stick.
Do you let the cheese? We talked about. I turned you on.
I have a hard time letting it sit out and get.
Listen, we all have our vices. Okay. You traded in the booze and the drugs for cheese, caffeine,
and chocolate,
and
sweets. I've had like 12 cookies today.
Yeah, and it's okay.
And cake.
But it really is so much better when that cheese gets to room temperature.
I know, because I've been with you when you forced the cheese to marinate in the room temperature a little bit, and it does. It gets way more flavorful. Yeah,
I'd be like, give me 2 slices of that, of your valuable cheese. You're gracious enough to be like, okay, fine.
You're my brother, bro. I'll share my cheese with you.
And then I let it out, and you go, what are you doing? I go, when it gets room temperature. And in your mind, you're like, that's like a heroin addict being like, well, you're going to wait for the heroin to warm up?
Yeah, right. But you were right. You're right. Meanwhile, I'm like, that's a really good idea. Still eating the cold cheese, like, this is so good.
And there's a fine line, because there is a time where, especially like brick cheese, when you cut it, it'll get hard.
It starts to oxidize.
Yeah, and it's still good. I'll still eat it. Not gonna throw
You're
out
talking
some
about
cheese.
like when you go to like the Christmas party and there's the pepperoni and cheese plate, but then like 5 hours later it's like
the Colby Jack is now a brick, and you're like, well, maybe I can eat around the hard pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
what's your favorite pretzel?
It's hard to say, but I like the pretzel nugget. That's why I'm saying any form of actual pretzel is good. Cause
so you want to know the shape,
flavor, whatever. Because as an honorable mention, that butter pretzels, the sticks, it's like it's a stick. It's about 2.5 inch. I don't know. How big's my wiener? That's it. It's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It's got a slight twist in it, and they make variables.
A twist like this.
Yeah.
That's the butter stick.
But they make that same form in there's like a rye flavor, I think it is.
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
That's
it.
my favorite.
The pumpernickel. That's your favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know what this really says about people's character, but it's definitely something to note about a person.
You know what? I think there's something, we found out Steven's a cheese addict, so it says something about your character a little bit. It's a conversation started.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of those things, it's a probing question, I think they
definitely
say
is.
in the HR world. But that's your favorite, Rachel?
Yeah.
Now, and you never had those till you came to my parents' house, right?
I don't know if if that was the first time I had them, but that's when
It's the first time it was your only snack option. All we ever had was
that's
pretzels.
the first time I really started eating them heavily.
It's that or stale chips that no one liked.
Or they had some club crackers from who knows when.
But no, so honorable mention, that pumpernickel, and then they also do the honey.
Yeah, they're honey wheat.
Honey wheat.
They're
good. But no, I think. And the only time I ever go to grab pretzels is like out of a vending machine when was at work or something. The pretzel nugget.
Yeah.
And it's the texture, because it's airy in the inside, and they usually have a lot of surface area to get salt stuck on them. Mm-hmm. And so you pop one in there, and you can immediately go right after it, crunch it down, or you can kind of suckle it a little bit, soften it up.
Soften it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the pretzel stick is like the
log.
Yeah, the one that you see in offices and stuff all the time.
In the plastic bucket kind of.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one there too.
And I said Because now that Rachel said pumpernickel and I said like the butter sticks, I'm kind of feeling like these are bastardized versions of the pretzel. So I want to also say that I really love the old time Snyder's pretzels.
And that and
that's a classic pretzel.
And let's keep the pretzel talks. I think a lot of people like pretzel talk.
I think pretzel doesn't get enough respect.
Yes, but you can tell the quality of a trail mix. You could put trail mix, just take 10 different not trail mixes, pub mix or whatever you call it.
Party mix.
You could put, now I might know the brand right off the top. You could take 10 of them, pour them in a bowl, and I'll tell you which one was the most expensive, which one was the cheapest by how many pretzels are in there.
Sorry, but they all suck.
Not the club mix.
That's not party mix.
That was fancy party mix.
Nuh-uh. The pub mix doesn't have fucking Cheetos and corn chips.
These are variables of them.
Nah. Put up a poll.
Because even like what's Munchies? The bag where it's got like mini Doritos.
No, that's different. That's Doritos brand. That's all. That's got fucking Harvest Cheddar Sun chips.
Yes,
in it, bro.
Yes.
That ain't party mix.
I wasn't saying that one is. I wasn't saying
pub
that one
mix isn't either because that's got the little rye pieces.
If it has I'm going to classify if it has the rye piece in there, and it has the mini breadstick. It looks like kind of a snowman. And then 3 more ingredients. I'm going to call that a party mix.
I think most people would disagree. Party mix has corn chips in it always. Always has either a tortilla chip.
You're specifying just the one brand. That's the one, the cheap one.
That's
that comes
the one
in
called party mix.
Yeah, but
you can't call it party mix if it's called pub mix.
Listen, it's the Munchies,
okay.
Munchos or Munchies or whatever. They're called Munchies, so that's not a mix. But we're putting up mixes, and
then I'll say this: party mix is fucking dog shit compared to pub mix. Obviously,
it is. But if I had a bowl of it here right now, you'd mindlessly be eating it.
Party mix.
Party mix.
Yeah, because I like pretzels, but you're not allowed to pick around the pretzels.
Okay, let's attack Rachel's segment again. This woman, such an only child.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And not even only child.
Especially someone who's like, ew, I don't like when people touch my food or go near my plate. You can't pick around the fucking...
So, what's the fancy ones? I forget the brand, but it usually comes in a bag. You always see them at, like, highway stops. It's a mix of sorts, and it's got the nice big rye chips in there.
Chex Mix?
Not Chex. They sell just
Gardetto's is the all rye chips.
Yeah, that brand makes a party mix of some sorts. This woman will be on the highway, and thank God they finally started making a bag of just the rye chips in there. I'll be driving, I'm looking over. She's like this with the bag, just pulling out all the rye chips. I'm like, lady, that's the best part. You're leaving me with pretzels and a weird...
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're sharing, you can't do that.
I'll be mindful to leave you some, but...
But
why should I waste calories on eating the fillers?
Because then get your own snack.
It's totally fair. He's right.
I'm eating half of all the good stuff.
Well, so then you're just leaving me. I'm driving, so all I can do is stick a hand in there. So then you're saying, hey, my fat husband, you take all the pointless
the shitty calories.
That's why we get our own snacks now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're learning that, and thank God, because I now do just kind of buy the bag of just the rye pieces. And I miss the other ones because it's a nice balance. But
no, it is a great balance, actually. I like the little sesame Johns, too.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love those little sesame stick things. They're a
almost
weird
almond
shape.
shaped,
like a flat football.
Yes, yeah, kind of like an almond shape, yeah. They almost have there's like a glaze on them.
Yeah.
That's good snack talk.
Yeah. Sometimes I get the big, like, it's like a plastic, resealable plastic. You know, like the bulk snacks they have at like Giant or Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
And they're like just clear plastic.
Yeah, like they have a section right before the produce.
They got chocolate covered peanuts. They got.
That is a place more people need to explore.
Dude, they have got all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I'll get apricots. I'm such an old man.
I'll tell you what. I used to go, dude, stop eating apricots, but
they're not overpowering, and because you'll eat like 3 of them and you're good. Now the thing I can't do that I feel like it's kind of like cultured and cool to eat. I can't do the date. It's too sweet.
Yeah,
I hate dates.
Oh my God, they're so fucking sweet, and I love sweet. I mean, I talked about how much sugar I've had
We talked
today.
about this. What's the difference between an apricot, because like, what's in a fig Newton?
Fig.
But it is an
No,
apricot.
they're not the same.
They're not
An
the same.
apricot is similar to a peach.
Peach.
Okay, they're all like kind of, you could see where, because they're kind of like they have small seeds in them, and when you dry them, they get like turn into a weird gelatinous.
No. The apricot, when you dry it, is just like a coin.
Yeah, the orangey-ish coin.
Yeah.
But the inside, it has like a
little jellyish, maybe.
Yeah, it looks jellyish, and it has like micro seeds in there, kind of like a kind.
I don't know about the apricot, but I know figs and dates are kind of in a similar family, I think.
You know what? I was just top of my mind, I'm thinking that section, and we're talking about Giant Eagles here, and Giants back home had
They're
them.
the same company. I don't know why.
That section has replaced. That stuff used to be in the bins that you would scoop and put in bags.
Yeah, because people would just take handfuls of this shit, probably.
I remember being young and Dad just being like, "Yeah, you're allowed to. That's why it's here. You grab a handful while you're shopping."
Yeah, right.
Stick my dirty hand in here.
And then COVID happened, and now the free snacks are gone. But I will say
it does
this.
keep them fresher, though.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really like grapes, so I don't really pay attention. Can you grab a couple grapes? Because they used to just have big bundles of grapes out, but now they're like put in plastic separately, right?
If I'm buying grapes, I got to clean the shit out of them. But I will test, because they're usually the resealable bags. I will test the grape. Okay. I think there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm gonna buy it. I just want to make sure, because grapes can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
But they probably had it, but our parents didn't give a shit enough about it. But they have the fruit club for little kids, where when you walk in, you'll notice it.
When we were kids.
You'll notice it. It's Rachel had it when she was a kid. She was part of the fruit club.
Rachel's a liar.
Well, Giant and Giant Eagle are different companies.
They are. Yes, they aren't related actually.
But the fruit club was at Giant Eagle.
They have so much of the similar shit.
I mean, it's a grocery store in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And similar name, but it's just a small stand, and they'll have now you'll see like a clementine, like a couple clementines, like a bit, maybe bananas, but like I don't even think it costs anything, but I like that. That makes me feel a little. That's wholesome. It makes me be like, shut up, eat a banana.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? It was a nice little memory. Going to the meat store, and when you're a little kid, they'll be like, "You want a piece of ham? You want to try this cheese?"
Yup.
Yeah, actually, how much salami you got back then? Like, all right, I didn't mean we can have free salami, dude, but what?
Shout out meat store. I think they're gone now.
Well, no, they're still there, but Mom would have a whole segment on here.
Yeah,
because it took over new ownership, and that place was the best.
Yeah, meat store Levittown.
Remember when we used to get on the tray the nuggets that had a little bit of cheese inside of them?
Fuck yeah, we used to have them all the time.
Dude, I don't
it was
know if
real cheese. It wasn't bullshit.
Yes.
And it was real chicken.
I would eat those things, dude. I would sneak them in my pockets, cold.
Yeah. Outright. Yeah.
We were talking about that because you'll do it.
Pizza roll, frozen
pizza rolls, dude. That's crazy.
I won't eat like a bunch, but if I'm gonna cook some, I'll like put one in my mouth
which is crazy because you just have to melt the breading and then you have a hard solid of.
When you're cooking pizza rolls, you're obviously pretty hungry. Yeah, I mean, if I got time, I'm not really doing.
The crazy thing is it's oven them or air fry them, but you can cook like 12 pizza rolls in a minute in the microwave.
Yeah, but they're just dangerous in the microwave.
They are dangerous and they're
dangerous,
soggy.
period.
You know what? It is one of those things. I got them the other day. They're really not that great. Shame. That's a childhood staple.
What, pizza rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they stopped making cheeseburger pizza rolls, bro. And like I probably said this to you like 6 times. I fucking love those things.
And so that's something that a European would go, ugh, that's America.
That's all right. Fuck them. Real quick, those bulk snacks, dude. Recently, I've gotten back into orange slices. Orange slices are awesome, dude.
What do you mean orange? Like
the candy. Oh, come on.
Orange, Rachel,
like
do you
the
know?
foil orange slices?
No.
Oh, like the jelly orange slices.
Yeah. I fucking love those.
Okay.
That's
an old person candy.
That's definitely an old person candy.
These?
I can't see, remember?
No, they're literally just like down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Mom and Pop Up used to have those and stuff.
In our care packages.
Yes. You know what? Yeah.
I don't love those because they're not that strong of a fruit flavor. They're just sweet. They don't have a lot of citrus in them.
It probably the ingredients are like high fructose syrup.
Oh, I know. I'm not looking.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, they probably don't even, they add one, there's 2 ingredients.
And if you eat like 4 of them, like you get kind of like a bitter taste in your mouth, like those chemicals. You know what? When I was in 2nd grade,
hey, they got a 5.0 out of 5.0 on foodandwine.com.
There you go.
That's funny.
That's a nostalgic fruit for me. Or
you just made me
that's
think
what I consider fruit.
I just got like a warm. I just got like a warmness in my chest thinking about care packages.
Yeah.
Going from our grandparents lived like an hour, hour and a half ish away,
Tops, yeah.
and when we go home, they'd always give us a little care package. It'd be a couple pretzels,
Cookie or 2.
Yeah.
Some candy.
Sometimes they'd slip $1 or $2.
They always put $1 or 2 in
Yeah.
there. And it was just with it made you feel
love.
loved. Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
And you know what? When I was I just got scared. My lip hit the mic. When I was dating Rebecca, Mom would always send Layla home with a care package, but it was like $7. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Mom's
A diamond. Whatever.
Gene, what is your nostalgic candy?
nostalgia. Cowtails.
They're fucking good, bro.
Dude, that was one thing. It's
From what though?
We might have
Like
talked about this
school or
before.
something?
No, well, this is it's a nostalgia from Dad, which I kind of like, and it's funny because looking back, it's one of those things that always make me kind of feel such a greedy little. I want to go back and slap a couple moments out of but Dad just wanted to, if he had to go like do an errand, he just want company.
I'll buy you a treat.
I'll buy you a treat, and then I go like a toy. He goes like, "You don't have money," He's always like, "I meant like a slushie," and I go, so I'm like, "All right, never mind," which is such a shitty thing because he was just like, "I just want a buddy to hang out with."
Yeah, I want you to want to go with me.
Yeah.
I just did it again. My lip hit the mic and I got scared.
But sometimes I'd go, and that would be the thing, because I'm like, I'm not sure what I want, and then he because it was like, that's one of those candies that are under the counter, and he'd grab a cowtail or two and be like, these are good.
They are good. He still is like that. He wants you to go to the store with him.
It's a nice thing.
And I go with him now, like, even though he knows, like, this is going to be fucking annoying.
He's the worst shopper in the world.
Oh, he's so slow.
It's crazy. The dude has to read everything, but that's a nice nostalgic. Like with Mom, I would just be like, I don't know, go in the diner and feasting down on food.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have is that your nostalgic candy? These oranges?
That or just the plain. Again, our grandmother, she always had just plain M&Ms in a glass.
I was just
jar.
gonna say
And
they had it. I swear, it was a game for them. Like, this is good grandparent stuff. Your grandparent, listen to this. It's fun. It's something that they'll remember. This. Mama would sit at that table and just watch QVC, and she could have her eyes on the candy jar, and it was heavy ass glass.
And it made a loud noise.
It was like Mission Impossible trying to get up on that thing. You could get the lid off.
You can't put it back on without making
There's
a noise.
none impossible. And then she'd go, "You eating candy?" I'm like, "Yeah." Damn it.
She wanted you to, but
Yeah,
she just wanted to catch you. Because, dude, like, her sons all were like, especially our dad was like a sweet fiend. And so was Mom.
They're all diabetics.
Yeah, our grandmother, God rest her soul, she loved sugar. And that's probably somewhere where I get it from.
That's where my love of mint chocolate chip ice cream
They
comes
always
from.
had ice cream.
Yeah,
always.
and that was a staple. But that's where
And sandwiches with chips for lunch every single time. And then she would make like a fucking pot roast and shit. I don't even like pot roast, but when Mom would make it, which apparently is a colloquialism. Mom. Like, that's a regional term.
Oh, pot roast.
No, Mom.
Oh, yes. Big J Okerson says mum, and I didn't realize until they were talking that, mum and pop up are both like regionalism things.
Like most people say like mammal or some fucking
Meemaw.
some stupid shit.
The one around here, which it's an accent, but they say M-U-M, mum.
Mum.
No, not mum. Like, how's your mum doing?
Well, that's like some British shit.
It's just you know what I'm talking about, Rachel? Like the Leos say it like that.
No,
Yeah, I've definitely heard
They
that.
round their vowels up here.
That's what I mean. It's just an accent.
Like I say Babcock Boulevard, and they say Babcock. Cock.
And they say I suck cock.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I was kidding, Pittsburgh. Rachel, do you have that wasn't your nostalgia candy, was it?
No.
Rachel, when you do this, make sure you pop up these oranges because I don't think a lot of people will know what that is.
They will.
I already have it in my notes.
Comment if you watch if you knew what this was.
I know what Rachel's nostalgia candy is going to be.
Ooh,
What is it?
Ginger fucking shoes or whatever.
No, I just like those now, and I have to eat them because I get car sick.
Next time
I like them.
They're good.
But some of them are a little spicy. But go
There's
ahead,
different
Rachel.
brands, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that mine are Andy's candies. I don't have a lot of memories at my grandparents' house, but when I was at my grandpa's house, most of the time I was wandering around digging in the drawers looking for stuff to play with. And
stumble across a lot of guns.
Yeah.
I think we would have got along with her granddad. He just had guns.
So what's an Andy's candy?
That chocolate you said the other day you really liked. The mint
with
chocolate.
mint on the inside. They're like just little rectangles in a green wrapper.
Is that Andy's?
It's
yeah,
called Andy's
those are
candy.
Andy's candies, and he always had them.
Good. You know what I remember too? I still love them. Just a good old Werther's butterscotch.
Yeah.
I almost got that for your stocking.
That was going to
They're
be
so
my
good.
second choice, and kind of for the same reason, because I would always find them there.
It's a shame because I think people aren't enjoying those like they should.
They're good, dude.
They're so good. You don't need to have a chewy candy all the time.
Dude,
Although one time you made fun of me because I had some in my back seat, and you called them hardtack candy.
I did?
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a good excuse to make a joke.
and he ate 5 of them.
Oh, yeah.
But it is funny because if I go in my pocket and like I pull out Jolly Rancher, but if I go in my pocket and I pull out a bunch of Werther's candies, you're gonna be like, how old are you, dude? I know your name's Eugene, but you're not 80 yet.
Not me. I'll be like, give me one.
That's good candy.
And
I
Bitto
thought,
honey.
you know what I thought you were gonna say, Rachel?
Hmm.
It's crazy. I've never met someone who loves just mint.
Oh, peppermints.
Peppermints.
No,
And-
I like a peppermint too.
And the melty
The
dinner
chewy
mints.
kind of ones.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
good.
The ones that have like a weird chalk material.
That
Yeah.
melt away in your mouth.
I've
those
made
are
myself sick on those.
yeah,
those
are my
that's like
favorite.
a throwback I remember from like old school restaurants. That it would have like a thing you turned and that like it wasn't because it wasn't in a wrapper, so it would have to kind of like be in a jar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you go to the counter,
Like a tumbler almost.
yeah, and then a
Yeah.
couple of those would pop out.
So I was the child that would go to a restaurant with a bowl of those melty dinner mints, and I would just take a giant, like I would fill my pockets with chalky dinner mints and just eat them for the rest of the day.
I mean, they
I
are
mean,
good.
not much has changed.
It's kind of like taking the only good parts out of party mix.
It took me like how many years to beat her out of just pizza slice rules. I think as soon as I say that, everyone's going to know.
Yeah.
You don't just, if you get to the pizza first, which big fat brother always did, you get the biggest piece.
The only time you get the biggest piece, you're allowed to take the biggest piece if you get the first piece.
Yes, that's what I was saying. And it's funny because Rachel's not even going for the biggest piece. She would move a couple slices over because she was like, this one has more ingredients on. I go, that's not how this works.
No, not even the ingredients. Sometimes I just like a certain size. Sometimes I don't want 2 big pieces of pizza. Sometimes I want a big one and a really little one.
But that's up to the pizza gods, Rachel.
Yeah, because what happens is if you start separating the pieces to get the ones you want, the pizza cools off because you separate the pieces. Also, people, close the pizza box when
Properly.
What the
Don't-
fuck is wrong with these people? I begged our parents for years they wouldn't do it.
I take the next step, not the sloppy close
No,
where the sides
it's a
flip out. You gotta, and sometimes it takes an extra couple inches back to tuck them in.
Keep the steam in there. Keep it nice and melty.
Can we just get some pizza rules going,
that's
government?
that's so
I don't
easy.
care about all the politics going on. Let's make some real rules, pizza rules, okay? USA government.
Bring them back.
Time?
Yeah.
Too long?
Yeah, we're at hour 40.
Damn it. Okay.
Write it down for next episode.
Yeah.
Hold that thought, as they say.
We'll do a clap there to give you recognition. And then we'll just do the intro. It's okay if you're still.
No. Well,
You're not gonna like
do
a
an
little bit of
outro.
a rap.
Oh yes. Before I forget. Okay. So that's been. We had a lot. You know what? Snack talk might have been some of my favorites, and there's more to come because snacks are an important part of life.
I could do 4 hours on candy.
Dude. Oh yeah.
I fucking love.
We might have to start an extra podcast of Steven's Candy Chronicles.
Yeah. Ooh, that's got a ring to it.
That's off the dome.
Yeah.
I'm basically like a freestyle
My
rapper.
Edible Romance, bro.
My Edible Romance. If you get the money, guys, I will do My Edible But no, so that has been You Be Aight podcast. And we do genuinely mean You Be Aight, guys.
Yeah, for real. It's hard out there. The holidays are coming around. I'm not aight all the time at all. So we have fun doing this, but life sucks.
Life
sometimes.
is hard. You Be Aight. We genuinely mean that.
It's hard for everybody, not just you. Remember that. I'll make you feel better when you're feeling low.
Yeah, you guys want to make your life feel better? Let's talk to this guy for a little bit.
Shit's fucked up.
Shit's all thanks for listening in, guys. Please, if you can like and share, just let us know if you want to talk about things. We do really appreciate it. I'll give a shout out real quick. Oh, I lost it. Last episode, Nate. I think you liked him. I got your thing from your wedding. I use it. I still have it, buddy. I love you. This is You Be Aight. I'm Gene Labordi. This is my awesome brother, Stephen Labordi. The all fabulous. I make a lot of jokes, but she's actually very awesome. Rachel Labordi. Rachel, why don't you hit us with our plugs so you don't talk too much?
Okay. We are on.
You Be Aight, guys. Love you.
We are on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All of the handles are on the screen, so take a screenshot if you're watching the video, or you can go to our website to find all of our direct links there. The website is AML.NEWS.BLOG.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your week. We'll have some more content coming for you. Steven, would you put it back in your pants? The candy cane, not his wiener, everybody. Yeah.